Welcome to AI Explainer. In this video, we are going to explore Google Gemini. Google is competing with OpenAI on generative software like Chat GPT. The functions are pretty similar, and just like Chat GPT, Google Gemini also has a premium and free version. However, one advantage Google has is that it already has so many other technology platforms, so that it is now able to integrate generative AI into other tech solutions like your Gmail, making it possible to generate an email without writing it yourself. If you are interested, you can get the advanced version, which is here. The advanced subscription is part of other premium Google benefits, and it's free for the first month. However, you don't necessarily need those advanced features, so let's just continue with the free version. By the way, I am not affiliated with Google Gemini. As you may see here, it has a very similar look with Chat GPT. It also has different versions, which you can find here on the top left. We have 2.0 Flash, Thinking Experimental, which is very similar to the Reason function in Chat GPT. And lastly, there's also a version where you can integrate Gemini with apps. This is where the technology advantage of Google really comes into play, because it can include other platforms as well in the software, which is something the OpenAI unfortunately does not have. Now on the left side, you can see my recent activities I have tried, checking into the news as you can observe here, as well as creating an image of strawberry cheesecake with and without anchovies. Of course, strawberry cheesecake with anchovies is not a tasty combination. I just wanted to check if the software is capable of creating something realistic out of something ridiculous, which as you can see, it did create it here. I have also asked to write a blog post about a hike in Sierra Nevada, and it also does that, including the relevant links to high-authority websites, which is definitely handy for blogging. It is really very similar to ChatGPT's writing structure, like the response being dot-point based. It can also create an HTML format. For example, the blog post earlier turned into HTML format here, which I can then copy and paste into my WordPress blog and have the blog straight away. Let's now try asking it to provide a blog about best practices for HR management, which is more of a business topic. Here's the blog, and it has a relatively similar structure to ChatGPT, with all this dot points and headings, as we typically see with AI-generated text. This blog is not that bad, but it looks a bit AI-generated. So one thing I can do is change the modus to Thinking Experimental and see what it can do. Here I asked for the same blog, but I also included to make it less AI-looking. And as you can see, it is first thinking about how it should respond similar to the Reason function of ChatGPT, and in a moment, it will generate the article for us. And here's the refined article, which probably has a better structure compared to the first one. But I still think this looks a bit AI-generated, so let's refine it one more time. Here I asked for it to get rid of the dot points, as well as make the text more flowing with only 3 subheadings. And here's the article, which is more of a long-form content, looking less AI, similar to how ChatGPT would write it with the Reason function. I would also like to show you some key features of Gemini that may be interesting to you. For that, just go to the bottom left of your screen and click Gem Manager. You may notice that there are pre-made things right here, similar to ChatGPT's custom GPTs, so this is basically almost the same thing. There are different kind of ways where Google Gemini can help you. For example, the brainstormer function right here, or you could play chess against AI. The only disadvantage with this, however, is that you need to have the advanced version before using these functions. Compared to ChatGPT, using these adjusted GPTs is free. Another good thing is that you can go back to your activity log and from here manage your Gemini activities. We can also change the theme here on settings. There is the dark and light themes, which is also available in ChatGPT. as well as being able to create public links to your articles, and in that way, being able to share your articles to other people. One more interesting function here is the integration. If you click Settings and then Apps, you'll see that you can integrate Gemini with your Google apps. As I said, this is where Gemini's strength really comes into play. With this, you can connect Gemini to your Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive, and more things like travel and media. One last thing I would like to show is you can also add images for Google Gemini to analyze. You can also include files or connect directly to Google Drive, which is a good strong point of Gemini. For example, we can add an image here, and then have Gemini analyze your image, and the software will do that for you. Once it is done, if you don't quite like it, you can always double-check the response right here, or click Redo right here. In my opinion, Gemini Flash 2.0 can be very fast, but I still think ChatGPT is stronger at the moment as the overall offering. However, other platforms such as Google Gemini are definitely catching up, so check them out and see what works for you. With that in mind, take advantage of the opportunities you can find in the AI sphere and check out different platforms for you to utilize and use to your advantage to be more productive. And hey, if you hit the free limitation on the one platform, you could continue working on the other platform and in that way, not need to pay for premium access. Thanks for watching. It was great to explore Google Gemini with you. Please like and subscribe to support the channel and to get more of these helpful videos on using AI.